Good evening everyone, welcome to the Oasis Leisure Centre for the Talk is Cheap press conference ahead of the Pro Boxing Show taking place here in Swindon on Saturday the 26th of November. It's great to be back in Swindon, its biggest boxing venue, having hosted some great nights here in the past with up to 2,000 fight fans in attendance on some of our shows. We hope to bring you more action-packed nights in the future, and we continue to work with some of the biggest names locally in professional boxing. It's already looking like a fantastic card with some of the area's best fighters and also including some great prospects.
Questions for Kelvin. Well, this is set to be your retirement fight, Kelvin. How important is it going to be for you to obviously end your career on a high?
Absolutely, I want to finish on a high. I've had a great career. I've won more than I ever dreamed of. When I first turned pro, I couldn't even imagine doing 10 rounds. I think I've done about 6-10 rounds now. I've fought on some big bills as well recently. But last sort of 2 years since I defended my IBO title against Francis Chikofo, it was a grueling fight. I got a point to win, but for 4 rounds he absolutely battered me. And I remember going back to get paid for my manager Keith for about 2 weeks. He couldn't really see properly. And I think I've not been right since that fight. I've been plodding on like you do, trying to get it back. And I recently did. I fought for the 7 area title, the light heavyweight 7 area title at York Hall. It was a great performance. I really put my all into that camp. I fell short. I thought I was a little bit hard done by, but it's just boxing. The referee had a split second to do what he had to do, and I take nothing away from him. And then I went on holiday after that, and being on holiday, I just had a good think about things, and I sort of knew that I'm coming to an end now. And then we've obviously got the offer to fight in Scotland 3-4 weeks ago. I was well shot in that fight. I think 2 years ago I'd given him a great fight and it would have gone either way. But I was shot in that fight. I had no legs, and being in Scotland, in Glasgow, someone lost their life in the ring 2 days before that. Right. And then I was sort of sat in my hotel room, sort of knowing that this is before the fight, sort of knowing that it was coming to an end, and I sort of made my decision before the actual fight. I'm blessed with what I've achieved in this game. I've had a great career. I've met some great people, made some great friends. I'd like to have earned a bit more money, but my next career goal may be earning me a bit of money. But health is wealth, man, and that's all I can do now. Just live with my kids and just bring them up the right way.
It's absolutely for the Duke, Luke. I'm sure that I read somewhere that Paddy Fitzpatrick had revealed that a shot at the Irish title on St Patrick's Day as well was actually a realistic possibility against the veteran Ian Timms. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm going to bring that title back to Swindon. That's my thoughts on that. No, in all honesty, I think it's a great opportunity. Embrace your Irish heritage. It makes noise in the boxing world, so it makes sense. And the fact that it would be on St Patrick's Day would be even better. What Irish man doesn't like a drink, and especially on St Patrick's Day. And the English even like a drink on St Patrick's Day, so I think it's something to look forward to, and let's make it happen.
Fantastic, Luke. And you're currently 6th in the British rankings, I believe, at the moment. Is that right? 6th?
Somewhere around that area.
Somewhere around there, 6th, 7th, something like that. How far away are you from fighting possibly some of the guys above you?
When the opportunity arises, I guess I'll take the opportunity, and as long as my coach, manager, Paddy thinks that's the correct thing to do, then that's what we'll do.
Fantastic. And this is going to be your 10th contest out, back on home turf after the last show, where you got the win. Obviously, at times it looked like a bit of a tougher fight for you, but there's a couple of hits in there, but you came back, fought fantastically, and got a fantastic win. The crowd absolutely loved it. How do you reflect on your career so far, this being your 10th fight?
I believe it's going well so far. I'm very grateful to be in the position I'm in. The last fight was exciting, and to be honest, I want to be in fights. I want to be in fights that test me. I want to be in fights that excite me. what's going to draw the crowd? If I keep beating up buns and journeymen, people aren't going to like that. You know, every fight is a stepping stone, and I think we're moving in the right direction.
There's a last question actually, and I've got a couple for Harry. First of all, Harry, how did you come to be working with Paddy Fitzpatrick? And secondly, what's it like to be trained by him?
Well, yeah, it's great to be training by Paddy. Learned so much. I've been probably 2.5 years with Paddy now. Just come on leaps and bounds from where I was. I'm originally from Exeter. I live down there, but I come up to Swindon for all my training. But yeah, I'm just putting in all the days I can up in Swindon doing my training, and yeah, just learning every day. It's a great gym, and like I say, I'm learning a lot.
Good for you, mate. I'm sure you'll always be learning.
Thank you.
Harry, keep it for a sec. I was going to say, obviously, you've been with Paddy for a couple of years now, did you say?
Yeah, 2.5 years, I think it's around that mark. So.
And obviously, this is going to be your debut.
Yeah.
What are your ambitions in the sport of boxing? Can you see yourself? Where do you want to go?
As far as I can go, you know, take one fight at a time. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to my debut. I can't wait to put on a show for everyone. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
There's a couple of things I want to ask. First, nice to see Ryan on the show. How are you feeling, Ryan? You feeling up for it?
Cheers, Eddie. Yeah, feeling very up for it.
Training's going well?
Training's going well. I'm going to be fit for the 26th. I'm happy to be back in Swindon. Obviously, the last one was on a Nielsen show in June. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back out.
Blessed to be in the position I'm in, working with the men that I'm working with. You know, it's all good. King Kane originally had decided to come back and put on a show here. Then the two men here to my left contacted me and said, let's do something together. So Eamon was happy with that, to do the show in association with him. And I think it's a great opportunity for Swindon is getting bigger and stronger with boxing. I think it is officially now a fight town. It's always produced good fighters, but we've never actually been a fight town. And in the last 6-7 years, thanks to people like Kelvin, thanks to people like Keith, thanks to people like myself with my gym and Walcott and that consistently building and growing, the town has turned into a fight town. We have more pros in the town than we've ever had. We have more high-profile guys in the town. Jamie Cox can win a world title. He is that good. He is the one that they're all avoiding. Duke, we had a phone call last week for him to fight for the British title. That's another matter. Ryan is world class. We have Sniper. We have Harry. We have a lot of guys coming through. Liam with his gym now out in Devizes. It's a better time than it's ever been for boxing in the town.
Can I just ask you, the Duke, I mean, how heavy do you want to get? How heavy can you, what's the prospects of you know, what sort of weight do you want to end up at eventually? Do you own weight?
Yeah, currently I'm at cruiserweight, but
Yeah.
you know,
Do you want to go, is there any chance of going heavyweight?
yeah, absolutely. I love food.
Yeah.
I love food. I'm going to heavyweight. It's only a matter of time. You know, I'm going to learn.
There's some good guys around there in cruiser. You've got to think of Hay and all the rest of the guys that they've just been on.
Yeah, I suppose not everyone looks into the division as much as I do
Yeah.
and as much as Paddy does, but there's a lot of people coming through. There is a lot of talent across the UK and Europe at this weight. So right now I believe there is going to be a lot of domestic fights that are going to make a lot of business sense for me, learn my craft, and once I've achieved what I've set out to achieve as a cruiserweight, I'm going to go up to the heavyweights.
You make loads of money.
That's where the money's at.
Paddy, do you reckon Luke's ready for the next step, higher than him in the rankings, as in Matty Askin?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I think
I'd love to see him box Askin right off.
Yeah. Well, to me, I gotta look at it from two different points of view: from a management point of view and from a trainer point of view. And from a trainer point of view, there's no good in me looking at who would be the champion and can we beat him. It's if you think you can beat him, are you ready to defend against the other 8 or 9 men below him in the division, in the top 10? I want 2, possibly 3 more fights before I'm content to say we'll fight any of the guys in the top 10. Tommy McCartney is fighting Matty Ask in a final eliminator. The winner of that will then fight Craig Kennedy. So we're ranked number 6. Steve Simmons is above us. Askin, Tommy McCartney, and Craig Kennedy. We got a call Monday before last to fight Craig Kennedy, but everything was in their favour. So I'm content for us to wait to become a mandatory, which I believe we can come by April time. Because the 3 men above us, I don't think Simmons at his age, he's with MGM now, I don't think at his age he's going to want to wait till next May to get his opportunity at a British title. He's only lost a split decision against Gavor in Germany. I think MGM can move him into quite possibly a European title, who knows? That'll become vacant because the European champion's moving on to fight Marco Huck. So there's a lot of movement above us. So if Simmons doesn't want to wait for the British, he'll move on to something else. Tommy McCartney and Askins will fight, one of them will drop out. Then Craig Kennedy and the winner of that, say Tommy will fight, one of them will drop out. So long as we win in November and we win the Irish title, I believe we put ourselves in a mandatory position. And then I'm quite happy for him to fight, and I believe he'll become dominant at British level, and then we'll get an education over championship rounds at British level, and then move on from there.
The other fighters on the night, Sam Smith. Sam, so far, Paddy's only ever fought over 4 rounds. Obviously, he's headlining the night on the 26th of November. How's he going to fare in an 8-rounder?
Well, he's in a 10-rounder as it stands.
10-rounder, I do apologise.
He's in a 10-rounder as it stands, and he'll fare fine. We spar 12, we spar 13 rounds in the gym. He's the difference between sparring in the gym and taking it to a fight is if you're going to be composed enough to do it. Sam is a fighting man. He's from fighting stock. He's not going to lose his composure on the night. He relishes it. So that isn't going to be a problem. It's getting somebody now who wants to take a risk against a 3-0 guy over 10 rounds. That is what the problem that we're faced with now at the moment. But I have no doubt in Sam's ability. I know what he's capable of. I see it in the gym every day. I see it by the many spars.
And Sam's said a few times on Facebook, etc., and social media that he really wants to further his career as quickly as he possibly can. So hopefully, we'd all like to see him come out with a win on the 26th of November, of course. What can we see from Sam then straight afterwards in 2017 in order for him to fulfil that potential of fulfilling his career as quickly as he can?
Well, if I look at the top 20 in Britain, I think there's 6 or 7 of the men in the top 20 that he can beat now. So obviously, to take on one of them would be the ideal situation. But the same thing is Duke. I don't want us to run ahead and start breaking ground that we're not ready for yet. But he is ready for, I believe, 5 to 6 of those men in the top 20. After we get November out of the way, we've already sat down with Mark and Tony, and we know what we want to do then come March, April time, which is to move him in to the top 15. We have no problems with taking on those type of men. He, like I said, it's doing his work over 10 and 12 rounds that he needs to learn, and that's what he is learning. The actual taking on the quality of men at that stage, he's ready for that quality now, but it's been able to do it over 10 and over 12 rounds.
Ryan, who's training you right now?
Who's training you at the moment?
Oh, I am training. All that matters is I'll be there on the 26th and I'll be fit. I'll be ready.
Good, yeah.
Shall
We're obviously not training with Paddy, but who can we ask who you are training with at the moment?
Yeah, I'm in the gym with Paddy at the minute.
In the gym with Paddy at the moment, okay.
We're not looking past the 26th. We'll see what happens, but the 26th I'll be there. I'll be fit.
Okay, fantastic. Well, maybe that's news to come in the future. Obviously, you're back on home turf again, back in Swindon, going to go out there looking for your next win. What can we expect to see from you now? You're back in, you're fit, you're training with one of the best trainers in Swindon. What can we expect to see after the 26th? What aspirations do you have?
Well, I've still got to take it one fight at a time. I've got big aspirations, but I'm still young, 22 years old. We got to make the right moves at the right time. I need to get my record up. I've had a lot of stopping and starting, shows being cancelled, but I've trained through it, growing as a person and as a fighter through training. All I want is to keep busy and the opportunities will come. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Yes?
Do you still have an injury with the hand? Have you had
No, the hands are good. I'm being disciplined, wrapping my hands properly and not kicking the head out of hard bags. So yeah, the hands are good.
At the moment in the gym, we're just working on settling to a pro style. It's completely different to an amateur style. So just settling our feet a bit, picking our punches, boxing smart.
Fantastic. And you're out with Steve Goodwin, I believe.
Yeah.
What's Steve like as as somebody in the boxing community who's doing faring fantastically well at the moment, putting on some great shows in London? What's it like having Steve behind you?
Amazing. The one thing I've noticed about Steve already is he cares for his fighters. So yeah, he's an amazing man.
Fantastic.
Liam, how are you preparing for the big farewell fight?
Well, Kelv, he's so disciplined when he is there. There's so much stuff, you'd be surprised that for a guy who's been in the game so long, he's still always learning, So even though it is his farewell fight, we're still learning different things, We had a great camp for the Morris fight. So going off of that camp, because I said to him about the Brophy fight, we've just been in that. We had 3 weeks for that. But the camp against Jack Morris went fantastic. So we'll just tweak that, I've told him to enjoy every moment because it's his last one. And to do it in front of the home crowd is just incredible. So he's been a privilege to have in the gym, and he's taught me a lot of stuff as well. For a guy who's not been in the pro game very long. And to have him, in the gym, he's taught the young prospects like Brandon and stuff, it's been fantastic.